had this phrase going through my head for the last few days that I thought I would share some insight. And the phrase is return to joy. What does it mean to return to joy? In our world that we live in, there's so many things that can overtake us and stress us out and cause us to be anxious and worried and lose hope and feel desperate and depressed or anxious. And so many of us have a hard time holding on to joy. So I thought I'd just take a few minutes and just speak to you about what it means to return to joy, or even how to do that. The first thing that you could do is reconnect with your inner child. I have grandchildren right now from a couple months old all the way up into 14. They're trusting, they're loving, they're kind, they're tenderhearted, and they're joyful. They always sing and laugh and dance, and they don't have any cares in the world. And that part of us is still there. Our inner child is still there. So taking a moment to just enjoy the simple things in life, engaging in activities that used to bring us joy. One of the things that I used to love to do, I was thinking about this the other day, I used to love to get my guitar and sit in my room by myself and just play. And nobody was around and nobody had to hear me. It didn't have to be perfect, but I love to do it. I love to play my guitar and sing. I would just encourage you to find something that you remember that you used to love to do and you've just kind of lost touch, or life gets so busy and things kind of overwhelm you and you forget what it was like to do things that you did when you were a child. Then I've talked about this so much, but prioritizing gratitude. Joy, it's often hidden underneath the layers of stress and worry. And if we get so caught up in the things that are going on in our circumstances, we forget that there are things that are actually amazing and beautiful in our life that we can be thankful for and be grateful for. It's a powerful tool that shifts our attention from where we see lack to where there might be abundance or already things that have been provided for us. So just keeping a daily gratitude journal and writing down the things that you can see that you can be thankful for. You still have air in your lungs. You're able to watch this video. That means you still have a heartbeat. That's something to be thankful for. The next thing that we could do is just create a space for play and fun. Again, going back to the inner child, the things that we forget about. We're so focused sometimes on getting up and going to work and being productive and making a difference and doing this and doing that we sometimes forget that play and fun is an essential part of our life. It's part of what keeps us young. It's part of what gives us things to look forward to and enjoyment. It also boosts our endorphins and helps to relax us and elevates our mood and calms down the stress. So whatever that looks like for you, find something that brings you joy. Find something that you can engage in a way that is like play, and go do it. One thing I really love to do is paint. And I love putting on beautiful music, getting a canvas and just seeing what happens. I used to be really good at art, but even when I was taking art classes, I never painted until I was an adult. And I realized I just really enjoyed it. I'm not super good at it, but I still love to do it. Finding something like that, knitting, crocheting, sculpting, go hiking, whatever. Then find meaning in small things. Sometimes when we get so busy, as I said, we often overlook the little things. So watching the sunrise, playing with your dog. Yesterday, I was laying on the couch. I had a long day and I was closing my eyes for just a few minutes until my husband and I were going to go do something. And my cat came up and she put her paw on one of my fingers. And I just stopped and had the thankful moment for my cat that she just showed that affection towards me. And I just thought that was beautiful. Sometimes it's just calling up a friend you haven't talked to in a while, or getting on a FaceTime with your grandkids or your kids. Just the little things, coming outside and sitting and listening to the water or the airplanes or the bugs, the crickets and things like that. Just something little that you can go, wow, and take that moment to appreciate the little things. Rediscover your passion. So again, is it music? Is it art? What do you love? What makes you just come alive? What makes your heart sing? Find something or rediscover the thing that you know used to be there that you've kind of lost touch with and you've lost sight of. Sometimes we need to go back and remember the things that used to just really light us up. And so reconnecting with those passions can really go a long way to helping us have joy again. Letting go of perfectionism. Okay, so this is like the pot calling the kettle black, because I have in my past tended to be a perfectionist. It was a thing that I used to. I don't eat French fries anymore, but I used to line up all my French fries in a row. Everything just had to be in its place, and if I didn't do something right, it had to be perfect. I would be so hard on myself. But the truth is, none of us are perfect. If we can just let go of that and give ourselves grace to be less than perfect, perfectionism just robs us of our joy. We're never going to have the ability to reach the highest standard that we set for ourselves. Does that mean that we don't strive for excellence? Of course not. We can always strive for excellence, but letting go of trying to have everything just so and just perfect, and giving ourselves grace when we fail to meet that expectation that we set for ourselves. Then cultivating connections. True joy is really found in connectivity. It's found in community. In the past couple years, my husband and I had a ministry, and we had people come in and out of our home all the time, and then all of a sudden nothing. There was nobody. It was just us. Even if you don't have a home like ours where we opened it up for people staying with us, we were all so isolated, and we missed that connectivity with one another. And relationship is so important. Today, or the last couple of weeks, we decided to go to another church because we haven't gone anywhere for years. They had an ice cream fellowship. I don't eat ice cream, but I still sat outside, and I had a bottle of water, and I just enjoyed watching everybody just chit chat and connect with their friends. And it was just beautiful. Don't forget to overlook the importance to make a connection with your friends and your family and people that matter the most to you. Spiritual reflections, whether you have a personal relationship with God and call him your father like I do, or you have another way that you connect spiritually, spirituality is super important. We are spirit, soul, and body. You cannot separate those three parts of who we are. It's like trying to say an egg is only the shell, or only the white, or only the albumin, the yellow part. It's not. An egg is all three of those parts. We can take care of our physical body, and sometimes we remember to take care of our emotions and our thoughts. We often forget the spiritual side of who we are. Connecting to our spirituality will ground you, finding your purpose and what you were created for. Super important. Another thing that really can help to weigh us down is holding on to things that don't serve us. I went through an exercise a couple years ago where I looked around in my life and I said, does this serve me or does this not serve me? Does this add something beneficial and positive to my life, or is it tearing parts of me away? I let go of a lot of those things. And periodically I'll do that. I'll just look through my life and go, what does not serve me? Is it an emotional thing? Maybe it's a habit, a bad habit that you've gotten into. Sometimes it could be addictions. Sometimes it can be a relationship. Things that we talk about, baggage, when people bring baggage into a relationship, sometimes we pick up baggage. It doesn't involve anybody else. It's just us. So those things can really tear us down and weigh us down and prevent us from being joyful. And finally, I just want to emphasize the importance of staying in the present. It's often said that depression is when we look back at the things in the past. Regret, shame, all those things that are connected to the past mistakes. And anxiety is when we look too far into the future. We fret and worry about the things that are coming or that we can't even control. Being present and staying in the present really grounds us, and it really helps us to stay focused on today. I can't go back and change the things in my past, and I can't always control the things in my future, but I can control what's going on right now. I can control the things that are in my heart. I control the things that I'm thinking in my mind, and I can control how I act and behave. Staying anchored in the present will keep you in a state of joy. Because if we try to stay in the past or in the future too much, then that robs us of our joy. There's a couple of verses in the Bible that I really like. One is to rejoice in all things, in everything give thanks and rejoice always. And another one is that the joy of the Lord is our strength. Sometimes when I'm struggling to have joy in and of myself, I just pray and I say, Lord, I just need your joy. It's my strength, because right now I'm feeling a little depleted. So I need your help. And so I seek guidance. But for others, if that's not where you are in your belief system, even just doing all the things that I just said, connecting with your inner child, prioritizing gratitude, making a space for play and fun, finding meaning in small things, rediscovering your passion, letting go of perfectionism, cultivating a connection and connectivity, reflecting spiritually, releasing what no longer serves you, and embracing the present. Doing those things can really help you to create a sense of joy and return to joy. It's not just an emotion, it's a state of being. You have learned that no matter whether things are going really well all the time or things are not, you have learned to be in a state of joy. So I hope this encourages you. I hope that you found benefit in it. I'm going to follow this up with a post on little things that you can do 15 minutes every day to help you to cultivate that. So I hope this blesses you and that it's add value to you today.